Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Mike Mahalik here with WeatherWorks, and we have a big nor'easter heading towards the northeastern quarter of the country. So let's talk about this storm a little bit and see how it's setting up, see where the heaviest snow is going to fall, and where that all-important mixing line will occur. So first off, for setup here, we have a large high pressure over eastern Canada, and that's supplying all kinds of cold air for this system. I mean, tonight's low is going to be in the teens, single digits in some places in New England. So very cold air kind of running down the eastern side of the Appalachians here. So that's supplying that. That's what we definitely need. Now, here's the storm developing across the Ohio Valley, and that will be slowly working up and transferring energy off the Delmarva Peninsula here. So that's how our storm's going to develop. So let's take a look here. This is Wednesday morning, so you can see that there's no snow yet, even down towards DC. That won't really move in until the 9 to 11 o'clock time period in the morning. That's when you start seeing some snow, and it won't get up to Philly to more like the midday hour. So it's going to take some time. It's going to work against that dry air, but it eventually will move in. And the other thing to watch here too is that mixing line. That's also surging north as we have that warm air getting pumped in from the Atlantic Ocean right here. So certainly something we're watching as we head into the rest of Wednesday. But one thing to note about this snow on the front side, it's going to come in rather heavy. So it's not going to be a light snow to start and not a whole lot going on. I think it's going to start rather heavily. You're going to get pavement accumulation rather quickly. So please watch out for that as this moves north. So as far as timing goes, as we head into New York City, we're talking 2 to 5 p.m. That snow getting into that area, so it could be trouble for some rush hour. And then heading into Hartford, Connecticut, you're talking about more in the evening, 7 to 9 p.m., and then more like 10 p.m. heading into the Boston area. But note here, just like I said before, that snow will be quite heavy on the front side of this system. Talking about some rates that could be reaching 1 to 2 inches per hour as that pushes up to the north. The other thing we're definitely watching, especially for the New Jersey shoreline, is this tight gradient here. That means we're going to have some strong east to northeast winds with this storm as it develops here on the coast and moves to the northeast. So here we could be talking about gusts of 40, 50, even 60 miles an hour right on the immediate coast, and that's also going to cause some coastal flooding concerns. So certainly an issue there. If you do get flooding on the Jersey Shore, if you're in LBI, something like that, you probably will get flooding in this system, especially with tides running high with the new moon we just had. So one thing we've really got to notice here is that that mixing line doesn't stay to the south. As that warm air continues to move in from the Atlantic and from the south, there's going to be some sleet starting to mix in. Here towards Philly, it looks like it's towards, 9 o'clock at night, but that could even get all the way up into the Lehigh Valley when we get towards midnight of Pennsylvania into central Jersey, in towards Newark, New Jersey, and even through a lot of northern New Jersey as that warmer air tries to funnel in with that storm strengthening and pulling that moisture off the ocean. So that is something that's going to hold back totals a little bit in those areas. We're still all snow in New England, so we have a good while there until we get some mixing. But on the back side of this system, notice that low starts getting stronger and stronger. We're going to get that cold air coming back around the back side of this thing. So any of that mixing likely turns back over to snow with the deform band, we like to call it, on the northwest side of these nor'easters. So a lot of that's going to go back to snow. Might even get to the Jersey Shore for a couple of coatings down there, but doesn't look like it's your storm if you live down there. Further to the north and east, you're dealing with mostly snow. All the mixing is down on the coast, so the eastern Connecticut coast, southern Rhode Island, out towards Cape Cod. That's where you're mixing and with sleet, maybe even some rain occurs as this storm pulls away. But look how fast this is out of here, guys. We're out of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. by Thursday morning. We're talking like 7 to 10 a.m. in the morning, and then it's out of New England by the time we reach the afternoon hours. So, what are we talking about for amounts? Well, with that mixing that we will see, we're a little bit lower than some forecasts that have been put out there. So please take a look here across Pennsylvania. Highest amounts, obviously, State College out towards the Poconos and Scranton, looking at amounts of 14 to possibly 20 inches of snow in that swath. But just as you move to the south, it starts dropping off. And like we said, we could get a little bit of that sleet mixing in from Harrisburg over to Allentown, over to Morris County, New Jersey, Bergen County, New Jersey. That's where we'll see 10 to 14 inches. And then from there, with more and more mixing, we start dropping it off a lot more as we move to the southeast and closer to the coast. Look at this. Philadelphia, you're only 4 to 6 inches. Washington, D.C., might only see an inch or two, maybe three at most. And then once you get to the New Jersey coastline, you're not seeing a whole lot on the southern New Jersey coast, but you still see some accumulating snow into Monmouth County, New Jersey, out here towards Sandy Hook. New York City, 6 to 10 inches looks like a good bet for you guys. And then as we head into New England on this map, you can see that big heavy stripe that goes into northwest Connecticut with those 14 to 20 inch type amounts. But a lot of New England probably going to see that 10 to 14 range, if not a little bit more in some of these higher hills in Tolland County, out around Worcester, Leominster, and those areas. Closer to the coast, again, seeing more mixing. So we're going to drop those totals down to 6 to 10 once we get down to the shoreline here towards Newport, New London, down towards Cape Cod, and even less out towards the outer Cape. So that's what we're seeing, guys, with this nor'easter. We'll have further updates heading into tomorrow. So please stay with us on our social media pages: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're all over the place. So don't be afraid to come back and check out some more of our videos.